Hi guys, Bruce Wedding here, and we're going to walk you through my very first Teespring campaign. I want to show you the results first. I just requested a payout via PayPal for my campaign, which was Love Sooner Football. I sold 164 hoodies, and my profit after Teespring cost was $3,294. So soon I'll have $3,294 in my PayPal account. Now, I don't get to keep all of that. I made the sales, advertising on Facebook. So I'm going to take you over to my campaign. This was for this particular shirt. And you can see I tried several different types of ads. And what I ended up finding the best for me at this time was the optimized CPM. I was getting a 2.3% click-through rate. I spent $610 on this particular ad, averaged 45 cents for a website click, everyone that clicked to my website, and I got 1,352 website clicks. The total campaign, 1,720 clicks to my website. I had 3,600 clicks on my ad, but some were going to a fan page. You don't even need to do that. In fact, that was a mistake on my part. I should have driven all the clicks straight to my website. I averaged 58 cents per click, which is fine. I reached 209,000 people 1.4 times. The frequency is how many times my ad was seen. I want to keep this number low so more people see it for the first time than showing the same ad to people over and over again. My average click-through rate for all of my campaigns was 1.264. It's a little low. I probably could have done some things to improve that, but it was my first time, and I want to show you that even in your first time you can be successful. I spent $1,069. And what I want to talk to you about is you don't have to spend this kind of money to make decent money on Teespring. So if we look back at my first day I ran the campaign, I got 46 clicks, and that was with a $30 a day budget. Now you don't have to spend $1,000 to make money. I actually sold a profitable number of shirts this first day at just $30 a day budget, and if I had done that throughout the campaign, I had calculated that I would make $458 for the week. And I know a lot of you would be really happy to make $458 your first week to get started and teach you how to do it, and then you can scale that up and start making some really serious money. On this campaign, I spent $1,000. My payout is $3,200, so that leaves me almost $2,300 profit for the week, which is fantastic. But I don't want you to be discouraged if you can't spend $1,000. If you just spent $30 a day, you still could make $500 a week or more on your first time if you follow the instructions in the guide that you got with this package. Now let's take a look at the ad, the one that really performed well. Each day I would change the headline. Only 4 days left, only 3 days left, only 2 days left, and that did seem to help. I used a creative very similar to what Donald Wilson uses. I did change the prices and the buttons. I'll show you that here. Okay, this was my ad. I want to point out some things about this ad. I zoomed in the hoodie. I didn't show the whole shirt because they can see enough here that it's a hoodie, but I wanted the design to be really prominent. So I made the design as big as I could while still showing a hoodie. Second thing I did, I have the red border to get attention when it's in the news feed. Third thing, the price is here, and I have a click to buy, only $39. The reason we're doing this is we only want people to click if they're really serious about buying. If you don't show the price, if you don't have the button, they're not making that initial commitment, and you'll get a lot of people who are just looking to see what the price is, and it'll drive, if you're doing cost per click, it'll drive your price of your ads up because a lot of people will just click to look and not buy. So in this case, when they click here, they're going with a buyer's intent, and that's what you want. The other thing I did, I put a limited edition, only 300 sold. This probably helps things to let people know that it's a limited quantity. So as you can see, there's nothing really too fancy in there. I did this in Photoshop. You can get some templates from Don that will let you set up ads just like this. I didn't use the same graphics. Don did because I wanted to be a little bit different, but I did use the same elements. Limited edition, price is showing, and I have a buy button that's not really a button, but it creates that intent when they click, and that's the reason you see such a high conversion rate. Take a look at this. I sold 164 shirts and I had 1,720 clicks to my website. If you do the math on that, 164 shirts divided by 1,720 clicks, that's a 9.5% conversion rate. And that is absolutely fantastic. So who did I target in this ad? I targeted, since it was for Oklahoma Sooners, I targeted people who live in the U.S., who are between 16 and 51, who like the University of Oklahoma, Oklahoma Sooners, the football stadium there, and the Oklahoma Sooners football. I targeted them on the news feed for desktop and mobile. There is a checkout system with Teespring for mobile that works, so people can buy on their phones, so you want to include mobile devices. That gave me a market of 2.6 million people. I reached 209,000 of them. So you see, I really have a ways to go. I didn't even hit 1/10 of this market, and I made over $2,300 or $2,300. So that's the campaign. Let's take a look at the actual page. I didn't do a lot here. This was my first time. I just had a headline, Love Sooner Football. I mentioned limited edition. I marked it as $10 off in bold. I mentioned that I had some hidden details in here to try to get intrigued. Like I have the upside down Longhorn logo. I have the FC instead of MC, which is on the normal Sons of Anarchy shirt. Talked a little bit about the quality. Click to buy. Said Boomer Sooner, which kind of relates to my audience. And then PS'd them saying only 300 will be sold this week. Mistakes I made on here, I didn't put anything on the back. If I had to do this again, I would put this design on the back of the jersey or the hoodie and put a smaller version of it on the left front. And I think for the $1 it would cost me, I believe that would add a lot of perceived value to this hoodie. Another thing, I didn't add any pictures over here. I want to show you one I found. This guy here, Sons of Oregon. He really knows what he's doing. What we have here is an animated GIF that's saying check out other options. He is selling hoodies and women's and all different types here. You can set this up in your campaign, and he's also offering colors. Now there's a little trick about this that I'll reveal to you right now. There's no way to do this when you set up your campaign. What you have to do is email Teespring and ask for this particular item to be added to your campaign, and you can pick the colors you want. I do think that will add to your conversions if you offer some different colors. In this particular case, the colors are so close, I don't know that it really helps. But in some ways, giving people choices are good. In other ways, it can actually result in you selling less. I learned that from Joe Sugarman, but it's definitely worth testing. And you can see he's doing really well, 681 towards a goal of 75. So this shirt is performing well. It's probably because Oregon is doing, they're playing great football this year, and they're going to a bowl game. So interest is really high. Get into that passion peak that we talk about. And just for your information, you can basically figure whatever number you see here on t-shirts, if you add a 0 to it, that's about what their gross profit is. So in this case, that would be $6,810. Then you subtract advertising, and that's what this person is making on this shirt. If they spent, depends on how it's converting. You don't really know, but you can pretty safely say this person made $4,000 or $5,000 just selling this one particular t-shirt. These GIFs, I'm going to start adding those. It helps bring attention to the other options. I recommend you do that also. It's an animated GIF. You can find these on the web, and I recommend using some images here to help you sell. So that was my campaign. You saw the results. I don't have any other campaigns going right now, but I'm about to roll out quite a few. And then you can come over here and request a payout, and you'll be getting checks like this directly into your PayPal or your bank. I think this is the best opportunity out there for beginners. I do have a lot of marketing experience and copywriting experience, but I didn't use a lot of that. Honestly, I pretty much followed what Don was talking about, and it worked. The key is finding a design that works. So I did want to talk about that. Over here at T-View at FatGraph, just an example, I want to show how I decided on my design. I had searched for Sons of. Now I put Ditka this time because that was a couple of weeks ago and the results have changed. But when I searched for Sons of here, I noticed these Ditka shirts down here selling like 106, 222, and there was actually one that had sold even more. Let me see if I can find it. Well, look at this one. This guy sold 1,292. There's a design that you know, may really work. You can take this concept and apply it to other teams. Obviously, Ditka was from Chicago, and they had a rivalry with Packers, so that works there. You can't just use Ditka anywhere. But you can take the overall concept and turn it into something. But then you look up here, it didn't do quite so well with the cartoon face. The one with the bird on it didn't do anything. So it just depends. But again, 477 here, 1,200 here. This is a $10,000 or $12,000 shirt, you know, that this guy's done. So you can get great ideas here. I recommend you search here for the top performers. You can do it by ratio or by numbers. So if I pick by ratio, get rid of the Ditka. Okay, here's Duck Strong. This is somebody who jumped on the Duck Dynasty issue and sold 2,600 t-shirts here, 2,600 more on this campaign. Just made an absolute killing. But this is one of those things when I talk about striking at the right time, the time has passed. You can't do a Duck Dynasty shirt right now and expect these kind of results. This campaign, look, was added 10 days ago. But it gives you an idea on how powerful trends can be. Looking down here a little further, the state, like Ohio State fans who live in Florida, 1,342. That's another one that could have made this person over $10,000 on one shirt. The This Girl shirts are really popular. Here's 1,000 of them sold. That's a $10,000 campaign. So look through here and get ideas from these top sellers and apply it to a different market. Do you have to be in sports? No. These shirts here, look at the back of this one. 423 sold, and it's nothing but appealing to girls who are cowgirls. 423 sold. The key here would be, how did he market those? How did he find those girls? But here is $3,000 to $4,000 profit on a t-shirt. So don't just focus on the sports. Look around. Here's almost 2,000 Sons of Lombardi shirts sold. That's a very good idea right here. Somebody may, obviously they just targeted EMTs with a funny shirt. You can pick a lot of different jobs and target something like that and do some good money. This is a potentially $20,000 campaign right there. So you get a lot of ideas. The principle is, don't just blatantly copy the idea. Add some originality to it, transfer it to another niche. Don't just outright copy it and try to reproduce it. Think, if somebody has sold 2,000 shirts to EMTs, the EMTs have been slammed with t-shirt ads. So if you try to do this again, it's sort of like the market has been saturated and you're going to have to give it a little time, although this does say 3 months ago. Honestly, this is a golden opportunity that I think I may apply this to another market. But be a little bit original, not too original, and go for it. Just use this as a place to get ideas. Okay, thanks.